Hey everybody, and welcome to the fourth stream of building the game Oblation. Now, if you aren't caught up, Oblation is our first official game under Red Fool Studio. It is going to be a classic top-down style arcade game, kind of similar to the original Legend of Zelda. We're going to add some really cool, interesting things in it though, that are going to provide a little bit of a twist than the original. Now, one thing to note that's also really cool about this project is we are basing this game off a book. So we are collaborating with the author Seth Witherow on his book Oblation, Prince of Corruption. So this entire game is based on the book. If you want to help support us, you can simply scroll on down to the description, and then you can go ahead and wishlist the game on Steam currently. It's going to look something like this. I recently updated some of the artwork. I think it looks a lot better. Later on down the road, we're also going to add in some new screenshots of the game. But so far, just go here and scroll on down, and please wishlist the game. Now, if you want to be more into it as well, you can also support us by going to our official website at redfoolstudio.com, tools and games /oblation info. Here, you can go ahead and donate. If you donate any amount, you'll be added onto the email list, which is going to be for voting on new features like new weapons or certain parts of the story that we're going to add. But if you even want to be more into it, you can also provide $50 or more to be your own custom NPC in the game. Now that's a limited time offer and it is filling up, so if you want to do that, please go ahead and do that as fast as possible. Now, let's go ahead and do a quick review of what we currently have for the game. Now starting off, we have a nice menu scene over here. So let's go ahead. What I'm going to do is close up some things. Let's go ahead and jump into it. Start current game. We have the nice credit to the author, the developing team, and then we're going to have this nice scrolling background here with the title. Now we might change this in the long run, but for now I do like it a lot. We can then go ahead and select new game to start a game. Now before this starts, eventually we'll have a nice little cutscene if it's your first time opening a new saved file. But so far we have our character, which can move all around. We can also attack with whatever weapon we're currently holding, like the sword here. If we hold it down, we can do a nice charge effect, and then do a mega slash with the sword currently. Now we have a bunch of different weapons in here as well. We haven't set these up yet. In this section, we're going to be setting up the hammer, and then the wand, and then possibly some of the potions after it. We also have another page here for the trinkets, which we're going to add in the long run, which are for any side quests we have. So any side quest that we do will get a new trinket, which is going to boost either our overall health, base attack, or the mana amount we currently have. We also have a nice little settings area too. We also have a respawn button, and then of course the menu button. Eventually though, we're also going to have some NPC characters that are going to help us throughout the way. Now I haven't really decided what I'm going to do with those. So far in my head, I think they're just going to be like support characters that jump out and then quickly support the player, and then jump back in. One more thing that we can also do as the player is we can use our dash. So when we press enter, we're going to have this nice little dash effect, which just uses a little bit amount of mana. But so far, I like everything. I think it works pretty well. I think everything looks pretty good. All right, let me go ahead and put something in the chat real quick. Let me put welcome everyone. Don't be shy to chime in. Also, please wish list the game. Let me add a little heart emoji there if it lets me. There's no heart emoji? Oh, yeah, there it is. It's gonna let me add it. There we go. Perfect. All right. Let's hop out of there real quick. All right, I'm gonna turn off the full screen mode too. just so we can adjust things. Back to windowed. So now if we go ahead, start the game, it should be windowed. Sweet. All right. Yep. Looks like that's a nice window. All right. All right. Let's see how we're doing. And let me know, though, too, if you don't like this purple. I think this purple's kind of nice, but if it's hard to see, just let me know. But let's go ahead and jump into it. So in our game world, we're going to have a couple things. We're going to start to do the effects now for the hammer, and then also for the... We're going to do it for the hammer, and then the wand. Now the wand isn't going to necessarily be an attacking thing. In my head so far, what I want it to do is just be able to heal the player a bit and use up some mana. So instead of like collecting heart potions the entire game, I think it would be kind of cool to have a specific weapon dedicated to healing the player. But we do have to wait a little while to use it, so we can't just spam it the whole time. So let's go ahead, and what we're going to do is, let's go ahead, jump into player. Let me close out sword dash and dash effects. We did that in the last one. Alright, so our player now is going to have a wand attack and a hammer attack. Now I think the easiest one to do first is probably the hammer. The hammer is simply going to go ahead and do like a smashing attack. So in certain puzzles, maybe we'll have like certain boulders in the way that we have to move or smash to get out of the way. Maybe we'll even have a boss that throws boulders at us where we can't avoid them, but we can smash them with the hammer. So let's go ahead and let's jump into that. So similar to how we did it with the sword slash, we're going to do it with the hammer. So let's go ahead, jump into player script. Let's scroll on down a bit where we can find sword slash, and then we can find out where we call it, which is right over here. We have a little if statement that's going to use it, and it's going to use negative equals 30, which is fine also for the other one. So let's grab this if, and we can just do an elif. Eventually we'll do a match once we get too many in here. But let's go ahead, add that there, and we're going to look for hammer, all lowercase. So let's add hammer there. Let's go ahead, and what we're going to do is, yep, minus 30, that's fine, but then we need to create a new function for this, similar to how we did it over here. Now, if you don't remember and you weren't here the last section, the reason why we added all this vector 2 stuff is because we need to spawn it in depending on the direction that the player is facing. So, let's create a new function for that. I'm going to copy the name here, or better yet, we'll just copy the whole thing. Let's see, looks, and then we'll do hammer underscore smash effect. Okay, good. Now we are going to have to create that new effect. We already have the sword slash. So what I'm going to do actually is we're just going to duplicate that. Let's find sword slash, right click, duplicate it. Call this hammer underscore smash. And let's go ahead, open that up. Let's take a look. So we currently have this nice little slashing effect for the player, but we want to do a specific hammer smash. Luckily, there is an effect for that in the asset pack we're using. The asset pack we're using is a commercial free use one called Ninja Adventure Pack. It's really cool. If you want to make your own game, I highly suggest using it just because it has like everything in it. A bunch of different characters, UI, different text styles, different enemies, the whole thing. Now we're using it and we are editing it a little bit. So we're not just primarily using it for the entire game. We are editing certain things such as like the main characters, some of the weapons, and just overall anything we need to add in it to best fit the game that we're making for the book. So let's go ahead and we're going to go to the, let's see, I think it's in, should be in one of these. Asset pack, yep, Ninja Adventure Pack, FX or FX, and I think it's in Elemental actually, because we have like rock here. And this is like a rock smashing effect, if I remember. It is a lot, so I don't think we're going to need the whole thing. But let's go into this here. We're going to make unique because we already currently have this. So let's go ahead, make unique. And what we're going to do is switch this out with the rock smashing one. So let's go ahead, locate the rock smashing one, which should be in, again, art, asset packs, effects, elemental, rock. And I'm pretty sure it's the first one. We might need to use the other one, I don't know. And I don't really want to use any of these like boulder looking ones. I want to use kind of just the smashing one, which is this, and then kind of to there. So let's actually take a look at the other one too, because the other one might also be different. It looks kind of the same though. I just want to double check it. No, it's the same. Okay, so let's use the original one we were going to use, the first one. And let's go ahead and scale this correctly. So let's go ahead and let's see. I think it's going to be like 32. Might be a little less than 32. Let's do 32 and 32. Yeah, it might be a little different than that. Oh, that's not 32. Well, let me do that. Let's try 30. I think it is 30 actually. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Let's see. So we want to use that one, then this one. Yeah, I think it is 30. Okay. So the first one I'm going to do, let's just do that one, that one. And the other one's 4, and I kind of want to keep it the same as the other one. So let's go ahead, add those frames in there, remove the other ones, hit play. There we go. So that's going to be the effect that happens when we hit the ground with the hammer, which I think is okay. Overall, I don't hate it. I think it's all right. Yeah, I think that's okay. All right, so let's go ahead and see what we got to do next. So let's rename it. Hammer Smash. Save that. And let's go ahead, back to player. The reason it's called player start is because technically this is the starting player. We're going to change it in the long run. So let's go ahead, hammer smash. We need to go ahead and add that new item in. So we have on ready for the sword. There we go, preload. So we need a new one of these. Let's call it just hammer smash. And then let's go ahead, let's change the path for it. Hammer smash DSCN. Take the name of it. Let's add that into the one we had. Should be here. And mostly everything can stay the same. We might though adjust technically the rotation for a couple of them, because when we're smashing on the ground, it's not going to look, or I don't think it's going to look really cool if we keep it the way it is, because you're going to see in just a second, it's going to look a little silly. But let's just try it and see what happens. So let's go back to 2D view. Let's go ahead, start current scene. Let's go ahead, get the hammer. Let's see what happens now. So we hold it down, use the mana hit. Still looks like it's using the slash, which is not great. Does it only do it with slash? Let's try this one. Okay, it still thinks it's using the slash. Let's double check. Hammer, oh, because we never added the function to it. So let's save that. Let's go ahead and add it into hammer right here. Save that change, back to 2D view. Let's try this out. Let's see how this looks. See what I mean? It's a little interesting like that. It's okay, it looks like it's shooting it out, which I don't like. I kind of want it to just stay that for each one. So let's go ahead, and to fix that, we can go into here and we're just gonna comment out all the rotation. Well, we can keep this rotation, that's fine. But these ones we gotta remove. And honestly, we'll remove that because we can put that above it later. This might make it look a lot better. And I think one other cool thing we could do is like shake the screen when we use the hammer. I think that'd be kind of cool. Let's see. I don't think that's gonna look good either. It's still rotating it for some reason. See? Interesting. Why is it doing that? Huh. Rotation, rotation. Oh, because I did it for the sword, I didn't do it for the hammer, that's why. There we go. Let's go ahead. Change that up for each. Save that change. Let's try hammer again. Okay, there we go. I like that a little bit. I think it's a little far away, but it might be okay. I think it's actually pretty good. I don't hate it. I think the forward one's a little too forward, to be honest. But overall, I think it looks pretty good. Yeah, that one's a little too forward. I think I'm gonna raise that one up just a little bit. So the down one, you know, let's do like 80. Let's try that. And then I think we should be good with the rock smash. Other than, of course, if we want to initiate shaking the camera, which we can do. I think it'd be kind of cool to have a little camera shake when we use like a heavy thing like this. Oh, that looks really good. There we go. Okay, so that's going to be the hammer smash. I like it. I want to make sure, though, it's in front of it, because if I see my hammer, I guess it really doesn't matter. Yeah, that's okay. All right. I like that. Okay. So now we just need to add the camera shake. Okay. So the player, we should have a camera following us around. We're probably going to need a new script for this. Let me add that there. We'll just do, yeah, camera 2D is fine, but then let's go ahead. In player. Nope, we want to put that in scripts. And then, let me see. Player controller, page controller, player controller. Yeah, camera 2D is fine. Okay. Alright, and I think I have a script for this already. Let me see if I can find it. Cats are running around behind me. Here we go. Okay. And this is just simple camera shake ability. I've used this before. Basically just shakes the X and Y with a random float range, just like that. Let me go back here then. And let me change this purple. I think this purple is a little bright. I don't know if I like this purple. Let me go into editor and theme. Let me go. I think it was Godot 2 is what I really liked before. There we go. Let me know if you like that better. I think it's actually a little better. It's easier to see things. I wish it was a little more blue, though. Is there not a blue one? Let me try. I know it's not light. What's the default? Does default look better? I haven't used default in a while. Yeah, it's a little better. Alright, we'll keep it for now at default. Let me know if you like the purple better, or if any other color would be easier to see. But anyway, back to here. So we have our shake. Now all we're gonna do is just initiate this when we do the hammer hit. So let's go ahead, back to this here. And we're also gonna use the shake effect too when we get hit probably, maybe like a different kind of hit. So let's go ahead and find, yep, hammer smash. And just in here, I'm gonna go ahead, grab the camera 2D, do a dot shake. If it's named shake, it might be named something else, I don't remember. Start shake, that's what it's called. Alright, let's do that. Let's go ahead now and try it out. We might need to adjust the intensity. And I'm gonna start practicing it in the house because it looks a lot nicer. Let's go ahead, put the hammer in the hotbar. Oh, that didn't like that. Camera 2D. Oh, because we're passing in the intensity. That's why. So back to player. Yeah, we're passing in the duration. Yeah, we'll keep that power. I don't know, good like, what, 3? Is power afloat though? Let's try that. Because that'd be kind of cool, because if we can determine the intensity, we can make the intensity more for when we get like hit by something or less, depending on what looks better. Let's see what this does. Nope, that's not gonna work. Alright, let's try it now. Oh, that was cool. That was really good. Look at that. That was good. I like that a lot. Oh, that's really good. Maybe we'll make it a little bit more, but I think that's really cool. Especially once we add like a cool little sound effect into it. I think that'll look really nice. But overall, that looks awesome. Yeah, I like that a lot. Sweet. I don't know if I like this anymore that much. It's okay, but this is way better. If only the character had a main weapon of a hammer, that'd be kind of awesome. But in the story, though, it doesn't. In the story, he actually has 2 main weapons. He has like the starting sword, and then he gets like a really cool eye blade. And we're gonna have like kind of the same deal with the eye blade, except I think once we get the eye blade, we like won't use mana when we use it or something. We'll like, it'll be like nice little upgrade from the original. We also get an upgraded shield too. I don't know if I showed the shield, but we have a shield. But we eventually find our like family shield in the story, and then we'll use that. I don't know what boost we're gonna give the family shield. My guess is maybe, I don't know, maybe we'll make the entire player like more strong, if that makes sense. Like right now, I think for the shield is whatever direction you're facing that you use the shield, it'll block it. So like, you know, if I'm facing this way and something's coming at me, it won't hit me or it'll bounce off. Only projectiles though. But if it hits me from the back or either side, then it will do something like that. So let's go ahead. And what we're gonna do is move on to our next one. So we know we have the hammer and it looks really good. I like the ground pound it does, that's awesome. Okay, now we need the like little wand. And the wand, like I said, is going to heal us when we use the magic one. So we hold it down, it's gonna like heal us a little bit. So it'll heal us by like, I don't know, we could do like 1 or 2. I think for now we'll do 1, because it is supposed to take a hot minute. It's not supposed to take too long, and we don't want to be overpowered with it. It does use mana, so yeah. So I think we'll just heal 1 HP. We also don't have our health set up yet, so we need to do that as well. So we need to set up the health first before we can start the actual effect of the wand. So let's do that, just like we did with the mana in the last one. Let's go ahead and back to player. Let's go click on, let's see. Let's click on, what is it, player or something? In-game UI, there we go. And we're looking for the health, okay? Yep, H1, H2, H3. And this is an animation, so we'll basically have it go down animation. Alright, let's see what we can do. So, I think for health bar, to be honest though, we can either use the game UI script to update it, or we can just make another, but I think because we did the mana in here, we're also going to add the same thing for heart. So in the process function is where we're going to update it. So let's go ahead, and we're going to do that here. We'll actually just create a new function for this because this is going to have to run continuously. So we'll just do a function called update heart count. And we're going to create this function below it. It's going to continuously run because it's in the process function. Alright, so let's go ahead. Function update heart count. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and just say, it's going to, well, we could do match, I think, instead of ifs. Yeah, we'll just do match. There's probably a better way to do this, but we'll just do a match statement, match, and then it's in a global value, I'm pretty sure, global dot current health. And then the first thing we'll do is if it equals 0, we have no health. Then we're going to go ahead and make them all off. And this is going to take a long time. Well, maybe not, because we're just doing it by the frame. So the frame is like this. See, currently we're on frame 3, 0, 1, 2, and 3, which is the full one. So it's slowly going to go down. So when we have 0 health, all of these ones are going to be at frame of 0. So let's do dot frame, and then equal that to 0. And we're going to do that for each one. So let's go ahead, copy this here, paste it below twice, and then for H2 and H1, or H3, keep them all at 0, all right? Let's go ahead, do the next one. So if we have 1 health, and again, this is a very robust way to do this, but we're going to go ahead. The original one, if I remember the original one, yeah, we only have 2 active actually, so I think for now we'll just leave these empty. And then yeah, same thing here. So this one here, we are going to make, still keep H2 as 0, but then make that frame 1. And then we're going to go ahead. We need to do quite a bit of these because we have 6 health overall. Okay, 0, 1, 2. And that's going to be a 2. And then that's going to be a 3. It's going to be full health now, 3. And then 4. Same thing over here, 3. But that's going to be a 1 now. 5. 3 and 2. And then when we have full health, let's say we have 6. Then again, we're going to have 3 and 3. Now, one other thing to note is when we have health basically greater than, so if our health is greater than, and I'm just going to do a simple if, I'm going to say if, let's just say global dot current health. If it lets me, is it not going to let me? If current health, let's just say, is greater than 6, then we just want to reset it back to 6. So then we're going to set global current health. And then we're going to go ahead and just simply equal that to 6 to reset it. All right, sweet. That'll ensure that our health keeps up. And how we can test this, currently though, we should have max health. So if I go ahead and start current scene, let that load. There we go, full health because we have full. But if I go ahead now, and let's say I go to our global script, wherever that is, and we go to our current health, which should be at 6, and I go to like 4, it'll show the correct one. Let's see what that looks like. Yep, perfect. And then our health goes down. Okay, nice. So now that we got our health updating correctly, And honestly, we even have to... We might have negative health, too. So let's make sure we cover that base as well. So what we could do also, if it's greater than 6, or... Well, better yet, we'll just have... Because we're going to have to end the game, basically, when we have that much. So let's go ahead, and let's just do another one of these. Again, global. Dot current health. Let's say, yeah, less than 0. Then what we're gonna do is, I think we have a global variable to end the game, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, global dot current health. But I just want to force it to be at 0. Eventually we'll add that actual game over there. Let's go ahead though. Alright, so now that we have that working, we can actually get started on the wand effect. And I'm not really sure what effect we want to do for the wand. Maybe we can do some kind of... Oh, I don't know. Maybe we can do some kind of like heart effect around it almost. Let me look into the effects and we'll see. But we know that we're going to use the actual same one. So let's go ahead, locate it. So hammer smash effect. Yeah, there we go. Hammer smash. Right click, duplicate it, heal underscore effect. Okay, let's create that. Double click it and change the name. Heal effect. And then what we're gonna do, we can keep it there because we know that's fine. We do though want to go ahead and change this. So we don't want these ones. So I'm going to remove these. We'll make unique first so I don't mess anything up. Cool. And then we're going to go ahead and delete all that. We are going to add a new one. Now, I don't know which one we should use specifically for this, so... Maybe we could do... Is there like a nice smoke? That's probably like bad smoke. We could like make it a pink smoke. I don't know if that would work well. We have magic. Shield, maybe? I want like little hearts to happen. Maybe this will work, but I just think it looks silly if it's not like a red thing. We need to make it like red. And I want to use a preset one. Maybe this one? Is it evil looking though? Yeah, that's totally evil looking. I don't like that one. So we need one that doesn't really look evil. Oh, circle. I like circles. But is it like silly circle? That's okay. I don't hate that one. And we can make it like a pink. Let's try this one first. And let me see. I think it's 32 by 4. Oop, 32 by 32. There we go. I don't know if I like that other one though. And then let's tint the color like a pink. Or like a lighter pink. I just don't want it to look red. That's why I want to worry. You could also make it a little bit see-through. That might actually look kind of cool. Because it's like a force field. Let's save that. Let's go ahead back to the player. Let me see. Let's go back into here. We got to create a new one as well for the wand. Let's locate where we use it. We'll do another elif, wand, and then we'll just say wand heal effect. Let's create that function real quick. It's going to be really similar to the one we just made. Alright, then we got to add all this fun stuff. Alright, and then we'll do, yep, heal effect. Doesn't exist yet because we gotta add it. Add it at the top. Heal effect. And then here we're gonna go ahead, look for it. Make sure to double quote. There we go. All right, here we go. Heal effect. Now we don't want to move it. Actually, we want to keep it centered. So I think we should just keep it in the middle. We don't need to rotate it either. Doesn't need to rotate. Let me remove all that fun stuff. And then we're just going to equal it to our current set global position of the player. Yeah, it doesn't need, we don't even need all this stuff. We actually just need one of these. Unless we need to kind of adjust it because it doesn't surround the player perfectly. So I'm going to just do that. Let's go ahead, 2D view. And yeah. Let's try it. Get the wand out. Let's see what happens. Magic wand. That's pretty cool. I don't know if I love it though. I don't like it shaking it. That looks really silly. Not sure why I was shaking it. Let's go back to player. Why was it shaking? Oh, that's why, because we added the shake effect. Yeah, I don't like the shaking for healing yourself. That's silly. Let's go ahead, try this. All right, let's see. I'm okay with that. Doesn't look horrible, but I don't know. Let me look at the other like circle things we can use. Where did it go? Oh, it wasn't 2D. All right, yeah, this is okay, but I don't really love it. There's other ones we can use. What is the difference of this one? Oh, it's just white. Oh, that'll look better though, because like I said, if I want to make it like a pink color, white's gonna look a lot better for that. So let me do that. Get rid of the original ones. So that's like a yellow ring. But if I keep it as white, then it will really look like a pink or whatever we want to do. So let me do, I don't know, is it, yeah, pink's okay. Let's try this. This might look a little bit better. Let's see. That's better. That looks less evil. Cool. It's not healing me though. I think I know why it's not healing me. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you like it? It's okay, I think. Maybe a little more red. I think it just looks too pink now. Like too pink. Or, I don't know. Let's try that color. It's okay. Alright, let's see if this color looks better. That's a little better. I think a little more red would be kind of cool though. It's still too pink. Not like too much red where it doesn't even look like health, but that other color was way too pink. Let's see. Oops, well, I'm not even using the healing wand. That's pretty good. We can always make it, I just don't want to make it too red. Still looks a little pink. I still think it looks a little pink. This is the best color, probably. Whoopsie daisy. let's try this. Let's try this out. All right. Let's see. I'm okay with that. That's okay. Alright, that's okay. I can deal with it. I think for now it's okay. Maybe a little less red. It's a little too red. I liked a little bit of pink. Alright, let's go back to player. Okay, let's go ahead now and player start. What are we doing? We need to add the healing ability to it. So, wand heal. All we're going to do now is global dot current health. Where is current health? I spelled it wrong. Current health. Whoopsie. Come on. Oh my goodness. Current health plus equals 1. So now if we use the wand, it'll go ahead and actually give us the health we need. And I think 1 is okay. Because like I'm thinking like if we're in a battle and we're about to die but we can get away, that healing with like 1 health per whatever amount of time this takes isn't bad. Yeah. I think it's okay. Maybe we can make this use a little bit more mana though, to be honest. Yeah, I think it uses a little too less for heal. Maybe we could do like a little bit less. So for the mana, I think it's currently using 30, which I think is a little bit much. But we're also like asking for 30. I think we should bump it up for the wand. I think the wand should use more. I think the wand should use like 40. Because that means we can only use it like twice in a row really fast. Versus the 30, we can definitely use that at least twice. So let's go ahead and let's adjust that, how we did that. Because if we go up to here, yeah, global mana 30. Yeah, that's going to be kind of rough, I think. So let me adjust that real quick. Process is charging. Oh, we had so much stuff in here for this, though. Huh. Well, that's going to be trouble. We're going to need like another one of those. Or we can just keep it at 30. I don't know. I think it's enough. For 1 health, I think it's okay. Because 1, and it takes a while to do it. Because if I go back here. Oh, and I think there's an issue with this too, if I remember. I think I remember the issue. Yeah, because if I'm like in a battle and I'm fighting, blah blah blah, and I'm a wand, I heal it for a second. All right, fighting, heal it for a second. I don't know. That seems like it might be a little cheesy. I think the wand should make it go down more. Yeah, probably. Okay. So the wand, we want it to go down less. So let's just take that. And it's going to be specific to whatever we use. So sword. And then hammer. Yes. Okay, but wand will do 30. Yeah, or we could do 50. 50 might even be better. Because we're going to eventually upgrade the mana capacity. So yeah, I think the wand's going to need like 50. Because we're going to collect hearts too. We are going to have like the ability to collect hearts and stuff that's going to heal us too. Okay, 50 is okay. I don't know, 50 seems like a lot. I think 40. Okay, but to do that also, we gotta adjust how we initiate it, because we have this huge ugliest statement right now that's in charge of this. So the easiest way to do this would just surround it with parentheses and do an or. But that's probably not the best idea. So I don't want to make everything use mana. That's a lot. Current charged hit ready. Honestly, we could just do it in a really sloppy way. And I might just do that for now, because we're going to have a big code cleanup. I think I'm going to do the code cleanup tomorrow. Right now, I just want to get everything kind of working. And then I'll clean it up down the road. But yeah, this is a very ugly if statement. Because it's just making sure it's charging, global current mana, and not using the shield, just everything. So we need to do that. Alright, so the sloppy way to do this would just be to surround this with parentheses. Huge statement. And then do another and just say, and global, what is it, current, yeah, current, actually, there's actually a better way to do this. It's still not the best way, but I think it would be actually be the mana. We just put the global current mana and yeah, we just do and current. Was it current? Nope. Global dot current. We need current what? Current inventory. And then within it, we're gonna pass in global dot selected spot. We just want to make sure it does not equal the wand. Because honestly, everything else can use 30. I don't really care, but if everything else doesn't want to do that, it does not equal wand. Wand. There we go. Okay, so that will work if it's for 30, but if we want it to do it for also, if it's 40, global current mana is less than equals and global current, sorry, blah, 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 selected spot. Does not equal, or actually, I'm so silly. We have a global variable for this. Global dot, I think it's item in hand. Current items, no, it should just be called current item. We can double check it by going to there. And then, what is it called? Item in use, there we go. Okay, and then if item in use does not equal wand. And I think that should work. Why doesn't it like it? Because I added another parenthesis. Global current mana is greater than or equal to 30. And then what we would have to do is this. We surround that with another parenthesis set. So this time we do an or. And then we do kind of like the same thing. Except we trade this out for this one here. Or global current mana is less than or greater than or equal to 40. And that should solve that problem. So we can force it to only do 40 for that one and 30 for the other one. Now that's a super robust and sloppy way to do it, but that is going to fix it for now. So if I have this, let me see, and then let me get the hammer out. That was about like there. Not using it. That looks like they're both using 40 though, to be honest. Well, I think 30 and 40 is probably way worse. So, let me make this like 70. And then let me go over here, make that 70. Oh, well, duh, I wasn't using the wand. That's why. Hold on. Yeah, let's do 40 for that. And we might move it to 50, but I think for now it's okay. 40. Now we gotta double check this though for the other thing, because I think, so this is gonna be a 30 minus. And then if we get the wand out, yeah, that's bigger. 40, okay. I think 50 probably though. I don't know, can't decide. Yeah, clearly that takes more. There we go. Okay, all right. So, we got sword, wand, hammer. Now my only worry with that is that we shouldn't be able to use that with this. Can we? No, we can't, okay. But I thought there was a glitch where if I hold down my shield button, and then if I hit with a sword, no, okay, we fixed that. There was a glitch that if I was holding down the shield, oh, it just did it. Okay, so like if I hold down the shield, it thinks it's charging it. So, that's very funny, it does that. So I'll hold down that whole way. I walk around. Yeah, we gotta make sure to turn that off. Okay, so, mana hit, we're gonna turn that off. After shield is done. So, shield. Let's locate shield. Shield timer. No, we want shield attack. Shield, okay. There we go. Shield timer. Okay, once the shield timer ends. That might not work though. Let's see. And I want to turn that to false. Because I want to reset it, if that makes sense. So I do shield. No. Still likes it. Let's try it again. Very strange it does that. Yeah, that's a problem. We don't want it to do that. Hello, Yaso, if I'm saying that right. How you doing? I'm just working on the new game. It's like a top-down style game, like Legend of Zelda. Kind of classic-y with a little bit of the Pokemon look. Currently, we got some really cool stuff for the character. We got a nice sword. We got like a magic wand that heals you. We got a hammer. The hammer is really cool. I just made the hammer. It does this like nice little ground pound when you hit the ground. Well, thank you. Yeah, I'm excited. I hope to release the game probably hopefully by the end of the week, if not mid-December. But it looks really cool. Well, yeah, right now I'm fixing a glitch because the sword should only charge attack once it's charging, But when I hold down the shield for some reason, sometimes it does a charge. So we need to not do that. Technically, this is my first game with a story. Like, I've made a lot of mini games and I teach game development, but I've never made something with a full story. In this game, I'm collaborating with an author who wrote a book about this story. So this is the first like big game with like multiple bosses, multiple weapon types, and just an overall giant open world, if that makes sense. But yeah, I'm having a lot of fun though. It's looking pretty good too. I like the look of it. Looks really classic-y and I like that a lot. But I'm not sure why I'm getting this issue here. Yeah, I need to prevent that. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the wish list. If you want to support the game also, we have a donation area. We can put you on the voting list for it. And even if you want your own NPC, you can do that as well. And then of course you can also read the book if you want. The book is published on Amazon right now. Alright, how do I fix this? So, something is initiating. Why is it initiating it on hit? Is charging. Okay, is charging. We know that's setting true. We know we have the mana for it. It doesn't equal wand. But using shield is true though. That's what's silly about this. Using shield should be true. So why is it doing that? Using shield. Oh, you know what? I'm looking for the not global one. That's why. No, I'm looking for that. How's it getting in there though? Very strange. Oh, no worries though. Wish listing is nice enough. Appreciate it. Now why is using shield definitely equals false? Very strange. Print. Let's see. Mana charging. Let's see if we can fix this. Because it shouldn't be going in when I'm doing it. So maybe afterwards it is. So if I charge. Yeah, what? That doesn't make any sense. Let me clear that. That is interesting. This game, I think I've been working on it for a little over a month, but I haven't been making the development for it. My hope is though I'm gonna stream like 2 to 3 hours twice every single day this week to just try and knock it out. I'm doing all the hard part stuff first right now, which is mostly the character, the inventory management. But then once I do that, I think I'll pretty much fly. It's mostly just because, getting the character set up and react to the world around them is taking me a while, but I think once I get that done, it'll be pretty good. Because we're not going to add anything too crazy into this game. It's very simple. We're not going to have any like crazy cutscenes or anything. It's mostly just going to be like puzzles, little boss battles, and then a couple NPC interactions when you go around the world and stuff. But yeah. Okay, we can charge the mana. Yeah, see, that's weird. It's almost like it's like fast forwarding it with it. Weird. So it's not doing it while I'm holding it. For some reason. Well, I have like the whole week off of my day job, so I have like a whole week to just do this nonstop, which I've been doing pretty much the past couple days. There's a whole playlist of all the different streams. So I hope to get it done, and then everything should be good. But again, it's not a big game too. Like I said, once I get the players' functions down, it's really not going to be a huge game. It's going to be probably about like a 10 to 15 hour game, I think. And maybe even faster if you ignore the side quests. But anyway, what are we doing next? Oh yeah, fixing the stupid shield problem. So, okay. Is charging true? Shield button. Yes, yes, yes. Using shield equals true. I need to reset the time when this happens. So, flash timer. I want to reset that. What did I set this originally to? Yeah, this is going to be like a cutesy game where you kind of can just play through it casually. I'm also trying to release it for mobile devices on Android because I love mobile games. I think mobile games are pretty cool when they have like a real story to them. So that's what I'm trying to do, like get it to be both PC and mobile. I don't know if I'll put it on Apple because I have to get a Mac to do that, and I don't want to buy a Mac. But if it does well on Steam and also if it does well on Android, I think I'll put it on the Apple store. But let's see. All right, I need to reset this. If it's greater than a reset to that. Flashing is on. I think I need to reset it to 0. Okay, let's go ahead. And once the timer's up for the shield, set it back to 0.0. Because for some reason, it doesn't like it. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Like I said, I'm trying to stream twice a day, every day for this week. We'll see if I can get to that. I know I can do it at least once, but if I do the second every day, I'm pretty sure I'll get pretty darn close to finishing the game in a week. Okay, let's see. So I do that. Yeah, why is it doing that? It shouldn't be slashing immediately. Yeah, that's so silly. Why is it doing that? So it has nothing to do with that either. Oopsie, go back to where I was. Okay, so the flash timer, interesting. I think it's happening because I'm up keying something. So let's see, event shield. Right click is shield. Yeah, how's it doing that? Does not make any sense. Is charging, okay. True. I guess charging doesn't really need to be in effect though. Alright, let's see. Okay, so we need to prevent it from, I think it's actually also doing it if I just click into it and if I just repeatedly do it, I think it's also initiating it. So if I hold it down, there we go. Yeah, look at that. It's stuck. That was not, or maybe it was because it was just glitching, to be honest. It might have just been glitching. Yeah. Yeah, I think it was just glitching out. Meaning, like, when it first starts, it doesn't calculate things very fast. Let me try. Okay, so if I hold down... Yeah, I think it was just glitching. Nope. Why is it doing that? Yeah, it's getting stuck somehow. Weird. It's not resetting it. Let me look at this real quick. Huh. Let me look at mana hit. I want to make sure. What is triggering mana hit? It might be my huge, ugly if statement right here. So it should be off anytime I don't have it ready. False, 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 okay. I think it's just too fast. Is it too fast? There we go. I think it's too fast. Or maybe if I'm like catching it, maybe if I'm... Interesting. Regardless though, I think it's still losing it, so... I think it's okay. Interesting. That is so strange. I don't know why. Yeah, there we go. Did it again. It's like catching it a little bit. Huh. Maybe let it rebuild. Huh. I wonder. Yeah, it's like really quickly. That's so weird, is it? I think the input's too slow. Very strange. Something's initiating it, I can't tell. That is so weird. Okay, so oh, and I'm holding it down? Kind of. What? There's gotta be a reason what's going on. Huh. Yep. It's like something's getting set when I'm... That is so weird. Something's getting set when I'm doing the shield. Okay, it's not the flash timer. I think it doesn't know what it's doing. Oh, you know what it is? It's because it thinks that I'm still holding one of these things. That's what it is. Okay, so is charging, we know it's gonna be true, we know that's gonna be true. The only thing that's silly is using shield It knows it's using shield. So why is it still doing it? I think right at the end it's having a problem. So... Yeah, I think that's what the problem is. It's going like too slow. This might actually fix it, surprisingly. Let's try that. That would be so silly if that fixes it. Alright, let's go ahead. So we hold down this guy. Still does it. What in the world? Yeah, very strange. I'm holding down. So, for some reason, when I'm holding down the shield button, it still thinks I'm holding down the charge button. But it still... I think it's still doing it, if that makes sense. So if I go to our is action pressed shield, it still thinks I'm initiating this when I'm not. If that makes sense. So let's try that. Still thinks I'm holding it down. That's so silly. Yeah, when I right click, it still thinks I'm holding down the charge button. Very strange. Weird. Why is that happening? Let's print is charging. Maybe that's what's going on. Oh, because I think it's a timer thing. So false, okay. But then if I hold this down, it still goes to true. Yeah, it initiates it almost. Why? Something is setting it. That doesn't make any sense. Equals true. Current mana equal false. I think charge hit is ready might be equaling true somewhere. That I don't like. No. That might be getting kicked off. Maybe. Force it shut. Huh. There we go. I think I just fixed it. Yep. Yeah, there we go. Because it was forcing it when I think I released it. Perfect. Okay, good. We go back to hammer. There we go. Nice. Wand. Heals me a bit. Heals me a bit. Let's just try a potion. I don't think anything will happen. Yeah, nothing will happen. I don't like that, how it's doing that. The reason why it's doing that is my select key is space. So let's get rid of that, because I do not like that. that is going to cause some problems. It's in advanced settings, I think. It's space. UI accept space. Get rid of that. Well, actually, no, I don't think we're using it for anything. Let's see if this works. Yeah, there we go. It's not going to hit the button anymore. Perfect. But everything else looks good. Nice. Okay, so we have the wand now working. We have the hammer working. I like the wand. It's pretty good so far. I think eventually we could change this to add some little hearts in it or something. Or little triangles. But I think that's pretty cool. I love the hammer, though. The hammer looks awesome. That is really cool. Yeah, it just works really well. It looks so good. I love the hammer. That looks so good. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, sweet. So, alright, everything is working pretty good there. Now, the next thing is either going to be the potions or the staff. Now, that's a little different. Most of the potions will work pretty similarly because all we're going to do with the potion is basically be like able to throw it in different distances and then it explodes into whichever effect. We'll actually add that effect later on down the road. I just want the actual core fundamentals of it working. So I think what we'll do is I think we will start with the potion because it's actually going to be a little bit more simpler. And the reason is because the potions is just throwing and exploding versus the staff is going to be a guide stick. So basically when we use the staff, just like in the story, it kind of helps guide you through things. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the staff, which is going to pop up a big box basically on the bottom, kind of like a text box. We'll give the staff its own little image, and then it gives you kind of a hint where to go. And it doesn't necessarily talk to you, but it kind of like will be like it's vibrating towards the west or the east, or it vibrates more towards these kinds of rocks, or something that's a little vague, but at least it'll help give the player a sense of direction what to do in the game. Now, we might change that, but I think so far, I think it'll be pretty good. But we'll start off with the potions, just because it's a little easier to do. So let's go ahead. For the potions, similar to what we did before with the effects, we need to create the actual potion effect. So let's go ahead and select our heal effect. Let's jump into there. Let's locate under player, heal effect, right click, duplicate it, and then this is going to be fire potion. Fire potion. Let's open up fire potion. And how we're going to do this is going to be a little different than what we did with the other ones, because I think it would be really cool to have like a ring of effects. So not just like one area of splash, but other areas of it. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to change the actual heal effect. So let's right click. Let's change type into just a node 2D. We're going to have multiple sprite 2Ds inside of it. Let's call this fire potion. And we're going to start off with just the basic fire potion itself, which I think is going to be, well, actually we're going to inside of it, we're going to create it. So let's go ahead, add child node. And like I said, we're going to add a sprite 2D for that. It's going to be the actual potion bottle. So let's go ahead, select the bottle we want to use. It's going to be in custom for me. Let's see. Let's put that in there. Oops. Oh, we tinted it. That's why it's a funky color. So fire potion is going to be this one. It's way too big though. We might need to adjust this a bit. Let's go ahead and let me straighten that up a bit. Select the potion. Let's go and do size. That is way too big. So let's shrink that to like, well, we could shrink it to the same size as the one we're holding if we just go into player start, locate, I think it's in charged, just under here. Here we go. let's check the size. We did 0.2. So back over here, 0.2. I still think that's way too big though. Yeah, there's no way, because look how big that is. Why is that such a different size? Very strange. Yeah, that's way too big. Maybe, let's see. Maybe we changed it depending on that. We might have shrunk it even more. Okay, so we put it inside of something of 0.25. Okay, let's just do that then. Let's just change the original size to 0.25. Alright, 0.25. That is way too small. You know what? I think the reason why it's super small is because that was never even set to it in the first place. That looks pretty good to me. That looks like it's the right size. So let's keep it like this. We can always adjust it later. Okay, so we have the actual potion bottle. Now we need the effects of it. So let's go ahead, right click, add child node. And we're gonna house it in another node. I'll just call this effects. And let's go ahead. We're gonna add animation sprite 2Ds for each one of these. Let's go ahead. And we're gonna add animate sprite 2D. All right, let's add some fire to this. All right, let's see what we got. Default, that's fine. So we're gonna need multiple of these for the fire. Let me locate effects. Let's see. Elemental flame. Okay. That's not, well, that's an okay one. Okay. There we go. Let's go ahead, do each one of these. And we want it to be about the same size though, pixel-wise, so let's increase this a bit. A little bigger. A little bigger. I think that's good. Okay, sweet. And again, we can always adjust this later, but that looks about the same size. It might be a little less. So we could do like a 3.9 maybe? Maybe a little less. 3.8. Yeah, 3.7. Okay. And then if we hit play, I don't want it to repeat. There you go. So it'll blow up like that. But I think it would be cool if we have a ring of it instead. So let's see. Let me throw it. Let's see how small it is. Yeah. We could do like 1, 2, 3, 4. We could do 5 probably, I think. So let me go here. Yeah, let's do it like that. And then like that. Oops, make sure it's on the same one. And then, yep. Maybe 4. 4 might be okay. Okay. And then pretty good. 4 is okay, I think. So we got 4. Let's go ahead though, and let me make sure they're all not gonna touch each other. So if I go there, and then we go I think we go down a little bit. That's how it's gonna end, which is a little bit far from where it's gonna actually splash. So what I'm gonna do is take each one of these, and then we're just gonna move it down a bit. Yeah, let's see. And then original one. Alright, let's go ahead, keep going. Let's see. Yeah. I think that'll be okay. We can adjust it later though, it's fine. But anyway, let's go back to the beginning for each one. See how it looks starting though. Might be too low, I think. Yeah, that's way too low. That's my problem, is that I need it to be a little bit in the middle. So let's go ahead and just do kind of like the middle of what I was thinking. But yeah, I think there. And then we move the bottom one up a bit. Okay, that looks good to me. Looks good. That looks good. Okay, so what happens is when this gets hit, it'll explode into that, and then once that ends, it'll fade away. But this will become invisible once it hits. So when we're first throwing it, it'll go ahead and make that, but once it kind of like disrupts, I guess, then we can change it. But we're gonna have a timer for that. We're gonna have 2 sets of time for that. Yep, okay, and then we're gonna create a new script for this. This will be our potion.gd. Because we're gonna reuse this. Potion effect. Okay, now first thing we're gonna do on ready of it, so function ready. We need to make the effects invisible. And then we're going to start the timer on start. Then we need to set the wait time. The wait time is, let's see. We're going to pass in the wait time once we initiate it, depending on whether or not we are going to be throwing it far distance or close. But anyway, once that happens, let's say 1 second is the default. It's probably way too slow. Initiate the timeout. And then what we're gonna do is make the sprite invisible. Dot visible. And we're gonna go ahead, equal that false now. But then we're gonna make the effects visible. Dot visible. And then we're also gonna go ahead, start each animation. So let's put each one down here. And there we go. Dot play default for each one. Let's see. Default. Okay. Now we just want to wait for one of them to end. So we can go ahead. Animation finished. And then queue free it. Okay. Now we need the direction to move. So we do function underscore process. And then we want it to basically move the direction that we throw it. So we'll probably create a variable we're going to pass in for that. One for speed. Should be a type float. Default 200. Variable direction. I think will be a vector 2. And we're gonna do equals a vector 2 0 because we're gonna pass that in depending on which direction we're throwing it. I think that'll be good. All right, what are we doing next? All right, now we need to just move forward based on the speed and the direction. Oh, and then also make speed equals 0 once we have our timer go off. So we want it to freeze in place once it smashes on the ground. Okay. But we need to pass in and make it move. But we could just make it move similar to how we did the player move. So let me find how I did that. I think it's just, yeah. Velocity, yep. Input vector. But we'll change that out for the other one. So we're gonna do that. Direction. Lowercase speed. Oh, we need physics process, that's why. Still don't like velocity. Oh, you know why it doesn't like velocity? It's because it's not character body. Which honestly, I'm actually perfectly okay with that. You can make it into a character body. Because technically it's gonna have like physics applied to it. Still doesn't like it though, because I didn't rename it as a character body 2D. There we go. Look at that. Perfect. Alright, then I think we just need to, if I remember, we just gotta set move and slide. Okay. Look at that, perfect. Still doesn't like my, oh, that's why. Why are you giving me an error here? Yeah, we're not using that. I don't want to use delta. And then get rid of that. Cool. All right. We could leave the void. It doesn't really matter. All right. So we got that down. Now we just need to pass in when we create it. Oh, and the rotation, of course. But we'll set the rotation just like we do with everything else, I think. Problem is when we do it, we need to do it at hit, which is a little different. We're not really charging it. So, yeah, we're going to have to change it up a bit. Okay. Yeah. Let's see what we can do here. So far, I think this will work really well. We just need to remember to pass in the direction. And then the rotation. So back to the player. So this is going to be done a little differently. Let's just do it hit first. So on hit. Process, animation handler. Here we go. Player hit animation. Okay. Now we don't care about the mana yet. We will care about it eventually. But what we will do is create another statement here. Say if. We'll just say global item in use. And we'll do a match for this. I'm just going to do if for now. Make sure it's working. I think we did fire potion. Where is global? Fire P for fire potion. Oh, and eventually we'll have to calculate in all this stuff here for the coins and how many fire potions we have. But for now, I just want to make sure we can throw them. We can do that other stuff later. If the fire potion... And then we're going to go ahead. Same thing. Yeah, we'll create a function for it just like we did with the others. Yeah, if using fire potion. And then we'll go ahead. We'll do function. And then we'll just say throw. We'll just say throw potion so we can use multiple of them. All right, throw potion. We will have to upgrade it with mana though, like the distance. But yeah, we could do that here actually. Throw potion. Okay, throw potion. And we're gonna pass in with mana or not. So we'll just say, I don't know. We'll do like a string with it if we want to determine whether it's going to be, let's just say type. I probably can't use type. Can I use distance? Okay. So they're not going to let me do that. Yeah, because I am going blank here. Hold on. Let me, oh, that's why, because I'm doing it backwards. There we go. Shoot, there we go. Okay, and then we're gonna say close. And then we're going to go ahead, do the same thing we've always done. I'm just going to actually, we're going to have to match this up because we're going to pass in a bunch of stuff. Hello, personal. How you doing? We're making a game here called Oblation. Simple RPG style type of game. Sure. What do you want to ask? What is up? Let's see what we got. Can you add my icon to your game, please? What is your icon? If it's inappropriate, probably not. The little sandwich thingy. That's funny. No, I cannot add your icon to the game, but if you want your own NPC character in it, you can add it in. No, I looked at your icon. I don't think I can add your icon in here though. But if you want to design your own NPC, you can. There's a description link if you want to donate and get your own NPC. Let's see. Fire potion. Okay. Okay. Fire potion. Add sibling. New effect. Close. Yeah. What? That sounds silly. Are you a sponge enthusiast? Okay. What am I doing? I gotta lock in. Throw potion. Alright. Current direction. Potion. We need to rotate it. So it's standing up like that. We need to rotate it. Well, we can keep it the same, but we go to the right, 90. Yeah, that should be good for each rotation. But we're actually not going to rotate. We're going to rotate the sprite 2D of it. This lets me. Is it going to let me? There we go. What does not like that? Why? Why? What is going on here? Expected 161. Oh, it's not gonna let me do that. That kind of sucks. Well, what we could do is just change the rotation back depending on it. I think I am gonna do that. That probably make more sense. Okay. We do need to pass in. We are gonna pass in. Well, technically we can throw it behind the player. So I'm actually gonna do that. We don't need to do anything there. Okay. But we need to rotate it. But when we rotate it, we're going to rotate it back to what it was originally, which is going to be 0. So let's go ahead back to the fire potion. When the timer runs out, we set the rotation degrees back to 0.0. And then we go back to player now. Okay. Now for the timer though, if I remember. Yeah. So new effect. If distance equals close, new effect dot. We're gonna do time, I bet, for that. Yes, we are. Okay. We're gonna do time. Potion time. And that is gonna be, well, it's gonna be float. And then we're gonna get the time. There we go. This might not work technically, but we'll see. All right, let's try this out now. I don't think it's gonna work, but maybe. Oh, and then we gotta pass in the direction too. I didn't think about that. So yeah, the direction. We want to equal that to something like this. Let's see what we got. I think it should work now. Possibly. But I'm not sure. Let's try it. So this is for the fire potion. And it does work really well, actually. Except, I think it's spawning in a little too close to the person, if that makes sense. So we probably do need to move it down and above just a little bit. And the explosion is way too big. I don't like how big that explosion is. It's too slow, too. Okay. Base speed. Let's do 500. And then we need to start it going kind of far. Because, let's see. Yeah, we need to set its like initial, we need to set its initial position because it's clearly ridiculously in a bad spot. Okay, let's do it like this then. This is the potion, right? Yeah. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna set its original direction. So we know when it's up, 80's really high. So probably like 40. When it's down, positive 40. To the right, 40x. To the left, negative 40y. Let's try this out. All right, let's see what we got. That's a lot better. It's way too fast though. Let's see, that one looks good. I like how that one looks. Not bad. I'm okay with that. Honestly, we could go down a little bit on the right and the left. But overall, I like that a lot. Yeah, let's go down a little bit on the right and the left. So, yeah. Right and left, let's do... to go down, we just want to add. Let's do like 10. That might be too much, but it might be okay. That's a lot better. Okay, good. It's surviving way too long though. We need the default one to be like 0.3. That's way too long also. I think it's because it's not changing it. That's probably why. Okay. Yeah, because it's not actually changing it, because it's starting it originally with that. So we're gonna have to create a function to start it and then take it off based on it. So what we're gonna do, we will turn that off though. We'll do that like that. We'll create a function in here. Function start timer. We'll paste those guys in there. Because remember, we're passing in that value, so I think that's what's going on. Yes. Okay, potion time. Okay. Let's try that. That should fix it. If, though, we initiate that. So back to player start. After we position everything correctly, we are going to initiate it. Let's try it now. There we go. I think it's okay. Maybe a little less. We could try like 0.5. Still think that's kind of far. It's throwing it kind of far. Let's do 0.2. I don't want it too close to the player though, but also these things are huge. I don't like how big those things are. Oh, come on. It's not gonna let me shrink it. What if I just shrink it with this? 0.9. I think 8's gonna look a lot better. Cool. Let's try that. That's a lot better. I think it's not fast enough though. It's kind of slow. We can increase it a bit. 7. Oh good, it changed it all. Maybe up one's a little far. Then again, I don't know. I think it's okay. Now when we hold it down though, is when I want to boost it. So then we gotta minus it as well. Perfect. Okay. Far though. Far is gonna basically just change how long we can throw it for. Far. I don't know, we could do 5. Might be way too far, but let's try it. This might work. Okay, let's try this. Mana, there we go. That did not work at all. Okay. You know why it's not doing this? I think it's because we are not initiating it. Interesting. Mana hit equals true. Huh. Why can't we do it with this? Oh, you know why? This is why. It's because it's already making it equal false in the first place. But we don't want that. We just want that to be at the end of everything, because it doesn't really matter. So we could just do that. And that should fix it. There we go. Yeah, that's a little farther. It's not like a lot. I think it's enough though. So if we do it like that, it's like the whole like tile set. Maybe we could go one more. We could do one more maybe, 0.5 more. Like that. Just to get a little bit more. Overall though, I do like it a lot. That's a lot better. That's pretty good. Okay, sweet. Yeah. That's pretty good. I think it's a little far, to be honest. It's okay. We could go a little less. We'll keep it at 5. We can always adjust it later. But I think it works really well though. Nice. So now we're just gonna have to eventually create all the other potion types and then only be able to throw a potion if we have an amount of it. Because we're eventually gonna have, you know, stacks of them. Because we're gonna have like, you know, stacks. So we'll eventually, you know, be able to collect more and then of course use them up. And then we need to save that value too, because I currently have, I'm pretty sure I have a way to save them. If not, that's not good. But I think I do. Yeah, because I put like an array of current items. Yeah. We have like the name of each one, and then we also have the value. But we're going to need to update the UI as well. But I'm pretty sure in saving of it, current saved items. Yeah, current items. Yeah, I already have the saving ability. So we really just need to finish up throwing them all, and then we need to update the amounts, and then of course collecting new ones, and then using current ones. And then I think we should be set overall. Yep, but I think with that though, we will end the stream. I think we're looking really good. We got a log of progress done. Remember though, if you want to help support the game, please go on Steam and wishlist it. I can pop it up for you real quick to view it. It's going to look something like this. We did upload some new artwork to it. So once you're here, please go ahead to support us, just add to wishlist. But if you want to be in more of the development, you can go to our official site at redfoolstudio.com, tools and games, and find Oblation info. Once you're here, then scroll on down and you can navigate to the Steam page from here. Or if you want to support more, you can be added to an email list where you can vote on certain things for the game for any amount. But if you want a custom NPC within the game, you can then go ahead and donate 50 or more to have that NPC. Now I also teach game development as well, so if you're somebody who also wants to learn game development, check out the rest of my channel. I have a complete free beginner course and then a bunch of other advanced courses. But thanks for joining, and I'll see you next time.